Hello, everybody. This is Lisa Marie here with you, ready to give you a message for today. I think today is the 31st, January 31st. And so we'll go ahead and get going here. Listening is, I drew a card from the map deck, and listening is our message today. Listening. What does that mean, huh? The universe has so many ways of communicating with us, and we have to listen and watch. And I recall probably about a month, maybe 2 months ago, I was kind of meditating, and I heard my higher divine say, "Be aware, be alert." And I didn't understand. I was like, well, I always thought I was alert, and so you have to listen to dreams. There's synchronicities, things that happen. Watch everything that's going on throughout the day, and just listen. I mean, we get signs from animals, birds, even from dragonflies, and there's all kinds of animals and reptiles or whatever around where I live that when I see them in front of me, that I feel like it's the universe trying to give me a message that something is getting ready to happen. For instance, if you see snakes, one time I was living in out in the country, and I kept seeing, I was seeing snakes a lot. I saw this one snake, it was black, and it kind of freaked me out. And then, like about a week later, I saw 3 black cats, like baby kittens. They had been left right at my porch. And it was really odd because it was very quiet where I lived. And I was kind of far away from everybody, so we really didn't have any animals around my area. And I stepped outside and I kept hearing meow, meow, meow. I was like, what is that noise? And I looked down, there was 3 black cats. 3, that's a significant sign for me. And cats, there's definitely for witches like me, the cats definitely have a significant meaning. So there was something going on there. But so you have to really pay attention. Like I was working a job, and I was a caregiver, and I was working with this elderly couple, and there was another caregiver that was involved, and she liked to stir a little drama, and I could sense it, and so there was something that had happened, and I was didn't say anything, didn't do anything, didn't really know what to make of it, and I was sitting in my kitchen one day having coffee, and all of a sudden I heard birds, how you hear birds chirping. And sometimes you can kind of make out some sounds that the birds are saying. And, sometimes, because sometimes it sounds like they're like actually saying something. Every once in a while, I'll hear them. They'll be saying the same thing. I mean, it'll be the same sound, but it sounds like syllables put together. And so I was sitting there having coffee, and there was a bird. I don't know what kind of bird it was, but I mean, it kept chirping, and I kept hearing danger. It sounded like they were saying danger, danger, danger. And I knew that it had something to do with my job. I ended up going to the office that day and telling my manager, I said, I don't want to go work with that couple anymore. And she's like, why not? I said, well, I just, don't feel comfortable. I don't want to work with them anymore. And it turned out, that it was a good thing that I did. And then actually they ended up switching me over to another woman to take care of, where I made a lot more money, had a lot more hours. And so it turned out really good. And that's what I'm talking about, like just listening. You know, there's all kinds of ways that you can hear the universe speak to you, but you got to be still. We have to be quiet sometimes and be still in our minds, and that's like when the universe talks to us. I talked yesterday a lot about listening to that higher divine, listening to that voice, trusting yourself, listening to the voice that when you hear something, then in your intuition or whatever, and you ignore it, then you're not listening to the warning. So you got to listen to that. A long time ago, I was caregiving again, and I had my tarot cards with me, and I was taking care of this lady for a whole week. She had some sort of back surgery or something, so she needed some help. And I had to go run an errand for the lady and for myself. And so I was trying to get out of there. She had house clean. She had two friends that were cleaned her house. They came in as a team, and I didn't meet these ladies, didn't know who they were or anything. But so I was getting ready to go on my errands, and I had a basket that I kept all my tarot cards in. And I kept hearing, as I'm trying to rush, I'm trying to get out of there because I had so many things to do, and I'm rushing around. But I kept hearing this voice say, "Take your cards, get your cards out of here." And I just totally ignored it because I was just, was in a hurry. I needed to get out of there. By the time I got back, which was a couple of hours later, these ladies that had come in and cleaned the house, who were friends of the lady that I was taking care of, they had convinced her that I was a witch, that I was a bad, evil person, and that she needed to get rid of me. And by the time I got back, my manager called me to let me know that they no longer needed me. And I knew right away what was going on. Nobody said anything. They didn't tell me that was the reason why, that my gut was telling me that that's what had happened. And so when I got home, I was really upset. And I called my manager and told him what happened and what was going on and why it happened. And he kind of didn't believe me, but that's okay. But when I told a friend of mine about it, she said to me, "And what did you learn from this lesson?" I said, "Well, that I shouldn't leave my tarot cards in people's homes." She said, "No. What you needed to learn from the lesson was that your higher divine was telling you. You kept hearing this voice say, 'Get your tarot cards out of here,' and you didn't listen to it. You didn't listen to your higher divine. And as a result, you ended up losing the job." So, and that was not a good experience for me. I mean, I got over it. Like the very next day, I was over it. But still, you got to listen to that higher divine. And so our card today is all about listening. I mean, the whole month of February that I'm working on is all about self-love and listening to that higher divine. Listen to what nature is telling you as well. It's out there. There's all kinds of communication that the universe is giving to us. This is really funny. I'm always shopping in there's a couple of grocery stores around where I live, and I'll run in there real quickly to see what's on sale. I don't buy anything unless I absolutely have to have it, unless it's on sale. And they do have this one place across the street from me. They have a bakery, but a lot of the breads and stuff they make, they have an area where they will mark stuff down. And I found some cranberry sunflower bread, which they never have, and I just picked it up. But it was so funny because when I went to go toast it, the bread was in the shape. I don't think they didn't mean for this to happen. It's just the way the bread formed when it was baked. But when you pulled it apart, it was in the shape of a heart. And I thought, wow, that is really cool. And the more I looked at it, I was like, okay, I get it. It's a message from the universe, I'm loved. Sometimes when I'm feeling like, I don't know, you're feeling down in the dumps, or you're feeling that you're just trying to survive. And then I get that, which is what I was feeling last week. I binged all week because it was snowing and I was miserable and blah. And so I went and I bought the bread, and it was in that heart shape, and I got it. I got it right away. Universe telling me, yes, you are very much loved. There's not just your spirit guides and your angels and people on the other side, but there are people. You have family and friends here that love you, and you're very much loved. So the bread was very good, by the way, and so it turned out good. But it was a really cool message. So you have to be open. Also, that's another thing is, normally if anybody else most likely would take that bread and not think anything of it. But it's like what my guides were telling me a couple of months ago, like always be aware, be alert, be aware of what's going on around you, listen to things that are going on around you. And because there's a message in it somewhere along the line. You may not even know what it is. You may have a dream that night that is connected to something that you saw in the day, or connected to something you saw a couple of days ago. And just listen, because the universe is always 24/7 communicating with us. But we get trapped, we get wound up with all the things that's going on around us, and we don't listen, and that's when we get into trouble. So if you want to be more in alignment, mind, body, spirit, and in tune with the universe, coming together as one, then it's really important to listen. So that is our message for today from the map card, is to listen all around you. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a great afternoon, and remember to listen and stay true to yourself. Bye-bye.